Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to study the examples of a practice set 3.2, which is based on the tangent theorem, tangent segment theorem, externally touching circles and internally touching circles. So let's start with the first example. Two circles having radii 3.5 cm and 4.8 and they touch each other internally. Means the figure, this is one circle and other circles touch each other. Other circle is touching this circle internally. Now we know that if the circles are touching internally with each other, then the distance between the two centers of the circle is nothing but the difference of their radii. Means if two circles touch each other internally, then distance between their centers is the difference between their radii. Difference of their radii. So what is the distance? Therefore, distance between their centers is equal to R1 minus R2, that means 4.8. So here I will consider R1 minus R2. I will consider 4.8 minus 3.5. And if you will subtract, we will get the answer 1.3 centimeter. Means the distance between two centers of the circle is nothing but thus 1.3 centimeter. Second example, here two circles are given which are touching each other externally. Their radius are R1, it is 5.5, R2 is 4.2 and they touch each other externally. This one circle, if it is in this way, so other circle touch this circle externally through this point. So what is the distance between their radii centers? So here we know the property, if two circles touch each other externally, then the distance between their centers is the sum of their radii. So therefore, distance is nothing but distance between their centers, it is nothing but the R1 plus R2. So here R1 plus R2. R1 I have considered that is 5.5 plus R2 is 4.2 centimeter. If you will add it, we will get the answer 9.7 centimeter. In this way, the distance between the two centers of the circles is nothing but 9.7 centimeter. In third example, they have told to draw the two circles. Here there is a construction that two circles with the different radii. You have to do the construction of the external touching circles and internally touching circles. That you can manage it, you can do it by yourself. So we'll go for the next example, fourth example. In this example, the circles with P and Q centers, they touch each other externally. Here P dash, R dash and Q is given. Means they are collinear. Now here they have said that through this R point they have drawn one AB segment which touches to this circle at A point and for this B point. Now what we have to prove? We have to prove AP is parallel with BQ. This AP is parallel with BQ. Triangle APR is similar with the triangle RQB. Means these two triangles, I have to prove these two triangles are similar. Next, we have to find out RQB. R means this point, RQB. So this angle we have to find at the last. So these three questions are based on this example. Now we are going to say it. First I will explain you how can we prove the segment AP is parallel with BQ. So here if you observe, AP and PR are the radii of the same circle. So of course it becomes the isosceles triangle, and then if it is isosceles, so X and X, these two angles would become congruent. Okay, so same way RQ and QB are the radii of the same circle. So this triangle also will become isosceles triangle. So its base angle I'll consider as a y. Those would be congruent with each other. Now what is the relation of x and y here? So here x and y, if you observe it properly, then these are the vertically opposite angles. Mean the angle which comes in this form. So those are called vertically opposite angles. And if those are vertically opposite angles, then what the property says? Those are congruent. Means here I have understood the x is congruent with y. So if x is congruent with y, so this x is also congruent with this y. And if this x and this y would be congruent, so it's become a alternate angle. So therefore by alternate angle test, these AP segment and QB segment would be parallel. Now we'll see the proof. So solution. First I'll consider this triangle. Triangle APR. In this triangle, so AP is congruent with PR, radii of a same circle. If it is congruent, their base angles, angle PAR. Angle PAR is congruent with angle, this angle, how to read this name? PRA. PRA. Either you can write isosceles triangle or you can write the congruent angles, angles opposite to congruent side. Both the reasons are applicable. So here I'll write isosceles triangle theorem. Isosceles triangle theorem says if the sides are congruent, their opposite angles are congruent. These angles I have got it is congruent, I'll consider them as a 1. Similarly, I'll take the another triangle QRB. So in triangle QRB, same way I'm going to prove it. So here also I'll take the QR and BQ. So QR segment is congruent with QB. What is the reason? Reason the same, radii of same circle is congruent. Their opposite angles, QR's opposite angle is this one, QBR. Angle QBR is congruent with angle QB's opposite QRB. So what is the reason? Isosceles triangle theorem. Now for this I'll give the second one. From 1 and 2. Now observe it carefully. From first equation it gives that PAR and PRA, these two angles are congruent. Second equation gives QRB and QBR. These two base angles are congruent. Now what we have to do, from 1 and 2, we have to show that these two are congruent. But first we'll write the relation. But which angle? Angle PRA congruent with angle QRB. Why are they congruent? Before I have said those are the vertically opposite angles. So for this I'll give the third equation and reason vertically opposite angles. Vertically opposite angles. Now from 1, 2 and 3. From 1, 2 and 3. From 1 and 2, what we have got? PAR and PRA are congruent. QBR and QRB are congruent. But in third, they have said that angle PRA, this angle, and angle QRB, this angle, means right side of these two equations are congruent. So if right side of these two equations are congruent, so of course left side angles are also congruent. So from 1 and 3, 1, 2 and 3, we can get it angle PAR congruent with angle QBR. So we'll see angle PAR, this angle. Okay, so it is congruent with, we have proved QBR, means these angles here. So these angles are vertically, means this angle I have proved and this angle are congruent, which are nothing but the alternate angles. So therefore I can say that segment AP is parallel with segment QB. Reason for this alternate angle test. So here we have proved the first statement, that segment AP is parallel with segment BQ. To prove the second one, I am going to take this angle. So these are the vertically opposite angles, so those are congruent. And in the first, we have proved this AP segment and QB are parallel. If it is parallel, then this angle and this angle are also congruent. So these two triangles, I can prove those two triangles are similar by AA test. So here, segment AP parallel with segment QB. First proof. We have proved the first one. So here we have got it. Therefore, angle PAR is congruent. PAR is congruent with angle QBR. QBR. And what is the reason? Alternate angles. So here I'll give the first one. So which triangles? I am going to prove this triangle. So triangle APR, in triangle APR and triangle RQB. So here again I'll write PAR congruent with angle QBR. Why? Because these are the alternate angles, or you can write from 1. And another angle, this angle PRA congruent with angle, this angle QRB. So here vertically opposite angle. And if these two pairs of angles, if I prove those two angles are congruent, pair of angles are congruent, therefore triangle APR is similar with triangle RQB. Reason for this, it is AA test. In this way, we have proved the second proof. To find the angle RQB, we will take the help of the sum of all angles of a triangle. That property we are going to use it, and we'll find out the angles. So here I will consider this triangle first. In triangle PAR is an isosceles triangle, is an isosceles triangle. And if it is isosceles triangle, so angle APR is plus angle APR plus angle PAR plus angle PRA is equal to 180 degree. Reason for this, sum of all angles of triangle. Now we'll put the values. Angle APR I have to find out. So I'll write it as it is APR plus angle PAR. Angle PAR. Value is given 35 degree. And then if it is 35 degree, angle PRA is also 35 degree. Is equal to 180 degree. Why 35 degree I have used it? Because this is the isosceles triangle, just now I have told you. So here I will write that angle Therefore, angle PAR is congruent with angle PRE. So if it is isosceles triangle, so their measurements are same. So angle APR plus 70 degree is equal to 180 degree. Transfer 70 degree on that side. So APR is nothing but 180 degree minus 70. That means answer is 110. So therefore angle APR is equal to 110 degree. But here they have said to find out the triangle RQB. This we have to find out. What is the relation of APR and RQB? Angle APR congruent with angle RQB. Why can I say that these two angles are congruent? Because in the previous proof, I have proved that those two triangles are similar. These two triangles are similar. If these two triangles are similar, their corresponding angles are congruent. So here I can rewrite the reason: corresponding angles of similar triangle. Now here APR is, we have found it is 110. Therefore angle RQB is also 110 degree. In fifth example, here two circles with different radii. First is 4 cm, radius of this it is 6 cm. They touch each other externally and they have the common tangent. Line L is a common tangent, touches to the circle at C and D point. And we have to find out this length of CD. Means from this point, what is the measurement up to here? So CD's distance we have to measure it. CA is the radius of this circle, so it is a perpendicular radius. So it is a perpendicular to the tangent by tangent theorem. To find out the segment CD, I will draw the perpendicular from A to this DB. So here I'll have this construction. If I'll do this construction, so it is also will become the 90 degree. So I can get it in this quadrilateral. C is 90 degree, D is also 90 degree, F is also 90 degree. So of course the remaining angle A also would be 90 degree. And if all angles are 90 degrees, so it becomes a rectangle. So here, if it is rectangle, CD would be congruent with AF, opposite sides of the rectangle. In triangle AFB, this is a right angle triangle because it is 90, this one is 90. So by Pythagoras theorem, I can get the value of AF. And once I get the value of AF, that would be the value of CD. So just here I have given the idea, short idea of this example. Now we will see and we'll solve it. So solution. So first I'll have the construction. So I'll do the construction. In this construction, they did not give you AC. So here draw AC and DB. I join the radius and one more, draw AF perpendicular to radius DB. So I had the construction. Now we'll see the solution. In this solution, I can get it. AC is perpendicular to CD. Same way, DB is also perpendicular to CD. Why? Because tangent theorem. Similarly, AF is perpendicular to BD. So all angles would be 90 degrees. So therefore, in quadrilateral AF, angle C is equal to 90 degree, angle D is equal to 90 degree, and angle, this angle DFA is also 90 degree. So what is it? For this, whatever I have written here, I'll give 1. So this is from 1. So in quadrilateral, 90 degree, D is 90 degree, DFA also 90 degree. From 1 I have written construction and 1. and therefore this angle CAF is also 90 degree. Why? Because this is remaining angle. Now see here, in this quadrilateral all angles are 90 degree. If all angles are 90 degrees, so we can say that quadrilateral AFDC is a rectangle. AFDC is a rectangle. Now in this AC is congruent with DF. Okay, so AC is nothing but the radius of the smaller triangle, that means 4 centimeters. So here we will get the answer 4 centimeters. So DF answer is also 4 centimeters. DB, we have DB. DB is nothing but DB is equal to, it is the radius of the largest circle, that means 6 centimeters. Now we will find out this AB's value. So AB is the segment of AE plus EB, because A dash E dash B. So here AB's value we have to find out. AE is nothing but 4 centimeter plus EB is nothing but 6 centimeter. If you observe, AE is the radius of the smaller circle, EB is also radius of the largest circle. So both of them, if I'll add it, I'll get the 10 centimeters. AB's value I have 10 centimeters. Now we are going to take the smaller triangle AFB. In this angle AFB is equal to 90 degree. Therefore, by Pythagoras theorem, hypotenuse square, if it is 90 degrees, so opposite side AB is a hypotenuse. So AB square is equal to AF side 1 square, AF square plus FB square. AB square, now here we have found it is 10 centimeter. So 10 square is equal to F values I have to find out, I'll keep it as it is, plus FB. Now if you see the FB, it is a smaller part of this segment BD. So how I will get that BD? So from BD, if I'll cut DF, so DF 4 centimeters, so I'll get the value of FB. So here FB means from DB, I have to minus DF, bracket square. So 10 square is 100, AF square plus DB's value is 6 centimeter, minus it is DF is 4 centimeter, bracket square. So AF square plus 6 minus 4 like term, so I'll add it. AF square plus 4. If you transfer it on this side, so 100 minus 4 is equal to AF square. Solid, so we will get the answer AF square is nothing but 96. And after factorization, what is the answer? 4 root 6 would be the answer. So AF, after taking the square root, you will get that AF is equal to 4 root 6. But here we have to find out the value of CD. So what is the relation of CD and AF in the quadrilateral AFDC? CD and AF are the opposite sides of a rectangle and those are always congruent. So therefore AF is congruent with segment CD. So what is the reason? Opposite sides of rectangle. We have got the AF answer. AF is nothing but 4 root 6. Therefore, segment CD is equal to, it is also 4 root 6 centimeter. So students, in this way we have solved the practice set 3.2. I hope you have understood, and if you have any query or doubt, you can ask me in the comment box. Thank you.